Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Divorce Happens, the podcast where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, a little bit of laughter, because as we know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. And we're here with one of our amazing Fresh Starts experts, Arissan. Arissan, can you tell us what you do and who you are?
Absolutely. So my name is Arissan Nicole. I'm a career and confidence coach that really helps, especially women in their mid-career looking to make a pivot. So oftentimes transitioning from to a different industry or completely different career or coming back into the career workforce. So I really help women identify their skills and make that pivot with purpose.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here today because as we know with divorce specifically, there's a lot of different things that can happen with your career. And especially I want to really lean into maybe women who have not been working, maybe outside the house or for a company. Maybe they've been working at their kids' school and now they need to make more money, whatever it is. Divorce often begets a lot of other fresh starts, right? And a career fresh start often goes hand in hand with that. It feels really overwhelming and daunting to think about going through a divorce and a job change. So what can we do to kind of streamline this process and get the support we need so that we can start to make money and build our confidence back up?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is starting as simple as possible. Like you said, it can be over. You're already going through a divorce, so that's already overwhelming. A job search by itself is already overwhelming. So you'll see a lot of different things that you can do or could do or should do. And you don't have to do it all. I think that's what I really recommend, especially as you're starting to re-enter the job force or like looking for new jobs. You don't have to do all the things at once. Start small. Start with looking at your resume again. If it means you have the means to ask someone to help you do your resume, great. If you don't, have friends, have people that are in the career world help you look at your resume. Yeah. I always recommend have someone else look at your resume. Start there. I also, if you haven't been in the job force, you can use things like volunteering at school. Say you're like consulting or helping. Put that all on your resume. You can put that on your resume and you can be creative in how you build out your resume. So start there. I also always recommend, I know it's not sexy, but look at your finances because that will be really helpful as you jump into the job force of like, what is it that you actually need to survive? What is a comfort? And that will help you feel more empowered as you're looking at jobs, knowing what that already baseline fundamental is. And then as you're looking through jobs, don't wait until your resume or your LinkedIn or all those things are perfect, or maybe you don't even have a LinkedIn. That's okay. I think just start building that muscle, getting the familiarity of applying and what that's like and talking about your job, and then start updating your resume. Your resume is a living document. Your LinkedIn is a living, profile of you. It doesn't have to be perfect before you apply for all these jobs. So update it here, apply for a job. Maybe the next job you update something else a little bit more. People get jobs, or I've also gotten jobs where I had to look back because it took 4 months for them to contact me, and I had to remember what resume version I gave them because my resume was so different. So start where you can, keep it as simple as possible, and take care of yourself in the process because that's going to help you make this a very sustainable process.
Such good advice. Okay. So many questions. So when it comes to your resume, I love that you said like reach out to family and friends if you can't afford somebody, which I just want to say but you are very affordable as a resume coach. And we've sent many, many people your way. So if you're listening to this and you want an expert, please reach out to Arissan. But also I've been in Facebook mom groups where like other moms have helped each other with their resumes and stuff. So you do have support around you. You just have to ask sometimes. That being said, what are the things that we really should be focusing on? I know this is a big question, but like on your resume, if you haven't written one in years, I love that you said like volunteer work. Like, are there other things you can include in your resume that would start to help build that out?
Yeah. I think if you haven't worked on a resume in a while, some things to know is you don't need the summary section in the same way that you did. So oftentimes, biggest thing I see for people that haven't done a resume in years and years and years is they put, the job that they're looking for, they're kind of like, I'm searching for, and then that's what the summary is.
Right.
That's unnecessary because that's just taking up real estate. That's taking up space because
Mm,
it's obvious based on the job that you're applying for. I think it's good to look at the kind of your skills that you have, not just what you've gotten from past jobs or the skills you've used in jobs, but what are your strengths and skills and write those out. So then as you're looking at volunteer things, you can make sure you're highlighting those skills specifically. Maybe it's volunteering, maybe you helped a friend that has a consulting business with their design and so you
mm,
consulted on that. I'm not for lying on a resume, but I'm all for saying you been self-employed or consulting
right.
and you've helped consult on X, Y, and Z.
Right. Maybe
Because
you were
it's
like helped a friend organize their home or like things
yeah,
like that. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So put that on there. I think people are afraid or worried, like, what are people gonna think?
Right.
It's true. You're just rebranding it and making
Yeah.
it look pretty, but this is their chance to brag on
Hmm.
yourself, and so if you're having a hard time doing that, that's where I recommend reaching out to a friend to do that, and one
Right.
one great exercise that I have even clients do that have a hard time is you ask someone either on Zoom or in person. Sometimes nice so you can record it, so you can look back at
Mm,
it, ask you questions about what you do when you volunteer or ask you questions what you did, what was your
mhm.
favorite projects, what are your favorite things, and just allow you to free speak. Because oftentimes we're trying to write our resume,
Mm,
like our first draft of our resume is trying to get the perfect resume bullet. And
right.
that's not going to help. Just
No.
free flow. And then from there, find the resume bullet. So don't try to write the perfect resume. Just get all of the stuff out and have someone help you answer those questions so you're not in your head about it.
And that's something you can help people do too.
Absolutely.
I love that. So if you are in need of support from family and friends to help you maybe find a job or like start looking for jobs for you, it can be really intimidating to ask for support, right? So what's some like language you could use if you were like, I just need like any job right now? Like I'll work at the local bookstore, right? But I just need someone to help me. Maybe people know. What could you say to your family and friends?
Yeah. I think even if it can be anything and you would really work anywhere, understand a little bit of your parameters. So maybe there's certain hours that you can only
Mm,
work. Maybe there is like a base salary that you need. Maybe there's not, and you're just wanting to re-enter the workforce and then look at transitioning to a different job later. But have a little parameters because that helps people a lot. Then
mm,
be like, hey, can you help? If you hear about a job, they're like, okay. But if you hear about a job that is part time, 20 hours a week that I can work during the day, being specific, here we go,
yeah, yep,
helps a lot. And that makes it so
yeah.
when that cues people's brains too. So if something comes out and really being as simple as like, hey, I am looking for this. Would you mind keeping your ear to the ground? Or do you know someone that would be good to talk to? Because maybe
Mm,
a lot of jobs, it's not your direct contact that gets you the job. It's that
right.
third person in the network. So you're not, if you're feeling weird about asking family members for help for a job, ask them for someone that you could talk to. And that usually opens the door. And then every person you talk to, have them ask them, who would you recommend I talk to? And then
Mhm.
that will just allow you to build your network and it's not feeling like an obligation. And it's just like, I just would like to talk to someone that might know about this.
I love that advice. That is really powerful. Highly recommend rewinding and listening to that again if you're listening to this, because that is the way to build your network if you don't have a business network. And then from there, you can build your LinkedIn and all of that good stuff. So that being said, you are our resume and LinkedIn goddess over here. Um, how do you work with people? How can people get in touch with you? And what are your current offerings?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I do one-on-one career coaching. I do it
Mhm.
in hour formats. And what that is at whatever spot you are in your job search, whether you're mid-career and you're already working, whether you're trying to do a complete revamp of your career, whether you're re-entering the job market, I really meet you where you're at. And so with my coaching packages, what's included is you get resume support included, you get LinkedIn support included, and it's based around your schedule. And it's a really full service package. So not only are we working through that, but we're working through the confidence and
Mhm.
maybe all those tricky mindset things that are coming up as you're going through a divorce, because that is a very big and hard thing.
Mhm.
And you're reentering the job market, you're trying to switch jobs. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff's going to come up internally.
Yeah.
And so that's where with my coaching, I talk about, I take an inward out approach. So I'm really helping you feel confident. So then as you move forward, as you get this new job, not only do you have it, but you're doing it in a way that you feel empowered while you're doing it.
Mm.
So those are my packages. Feel free to reach out. I offer free 30-minute discovery calls, and it's a great way to just talk to someone. And if I'm not the right fit, I will try to help you find someone.
Mm.
I'm always connect with me on LinkedIn. I tell everyone, even if you're not going to work with me, I love to connect other people with jobs. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Amazing. And you, of course, can find Arissan and all her info at Fresh Starts Registry in the expert guide. Before we let you go, if somebody's listening to this and they're going through a divorce or considering a divorce, what would be some words of encouragement that you could leave them with?
I would tell them that no matter how hard it is, keep going, because what's on the other side is going to be so much better. And as much as it hurts, you're going to be stronger. You're going to have more joy and more confidence. And the resilience that you're building now, I know it sucks, but it's going to be worth it.
Ugh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for all of your wise words and tips and tricks. And if anybody has questions, please click the link and reach out. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.